edition of Kapehan sa Davao. I'm here at the second floor, SMCP Annex. We'd like to thank SMCP for sharing your venue and the week sa ating mga kaibigan sa media. We would like also to thank Krispy Kreme for the delicious donuts and coffee. We have actually 3 sets of guests for this Monday. We have to discuss the expanded Centenarian Act or RA 11-982. Then we have Trabaho para sa Bagong Pilipinas 4-piece jobs fair. We have our friends from DSWD and Dole. And we have the Kiwanis 50th or Golden Jubilee. Natin ating mga guests for today. So, I'd like to we have Idaya Patron, Commissioner, National Commission of Senior Citizens. We have John Litretz Wanitz, Project Development Officer 3, NCSC. Then we have Ma'am Regina Panagama, OIC, Regional Director, DSWD 11, DSWD 11, 4-piece Division Chief, Marty Capido Secretado. Then we have Ardole, Regional 11, RD. So then from our friends Iwanis to talk about the 50th anniversary of Jubilee. We have Ma'am Mary Aiden Galvan, PIOT 110, Ma'am Rosario Yambao Suarez, the Child Protection Officer, and Ma'am YY Tanito. To start our press conference, we'd like to get the opening statement. We start with Ma'am.
Ma'am, okay, kasi yung 50th ng anniversary ng ano mga activities. The mic.
Good morning. Good morning, media friends. We are from the Kiwanis International Southern Philippine District. We are here with our Lieutenant Governor of Division 7, who will talk about the preparation for the 15th anniversary of Kiwanis International here in the Philippines. So may I give this microphone first to Ma'am Liwai to give us an overview of what is the 50th celebration all about and what are the ongoing preparations of the Kiwanis Southern Philippine District. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. And I'm representing the Division 7 and also the district. Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers dedicated in improving one child and one community at a time. So we are a global organization, again, of volunteers. And for the Southern Philippine District, we'll be celebrating the 50th year. That will be on September 6, 7, and 8. It will be held at the Grand Regal Hotel in Lanang. We will be joined in by the Visayas and the Mindanao delegates, all Kiwanians. And so, we have lined up activities for this. Of course, first on the line will be our district convention for that matter, and so many other activities for that.
Mary Aiden,
Yes, good morning to the beautiful press people today. I'm the Public Relations Chair of the District 110 of Kiwanis, Southern Philippine District. I'm here for branding Kiwanis. So we want to project the Kiwanis brand. The celebration from February 10 to 14 will be K-Kids International Week. K-Kids is our program for kids from 6 to 12. So we are educating, we are propagating the development and growth. Then from 17 to 22 is in line with the child protection program of Mindanao Council for Children's Rights. So we want to connect this two milestone or week into a mural painting activity to be held on February 15. And the mural that we will be joining us will be the SIPACO with the Down Syndrome Society, our K-Kids Club in Davao, Davao Star, and also our barangay children from the barangay Batang Asig. So all these children will be joining us to make the mural, and also the Kiwanis of Division 7 and 2 clubs. So whatever the painting or the mural painting that we will be making, we'll be sending this to ASPAC 50 Convention International in Taiwan. So we'll be joining that contest. So we are projecting the Kiwanis brand in these two projects. Thank you.
Okay, then we go to, of course, we are joined by our two OIs from heads of the DSWD 11 and DOLE 11, si Ma'am Merlinda and Attorney Randolph and Ma'am Margie, the 4P. Tell us more about this 4P job fair, ma'am.
Maayong buntag sa ato ang tanan, gikan sa DSWD 11 family. On behalf of Department of Social Welfare and Development, with me, Ms. Margie Cabido, our Division Chief of Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino Program, we are here today to inform the public na naatay gimugna nga trabaho para sa bagong Pilipinas, ang atong mga beneficiaries ni ani, ang ato ang mga Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino families nga diin mo graduate na sa program. Naatay 3,000 nga targeted beneficiaries. Of course, this is a job fair to be conducted on February 15 in Tagum City. Ang detalye ni ani atong pagasaysayon pinaagi sa atong regional director sa DOLE 11.
Mayong buntag sa tanan. Thank you, Rudolph, PIA, and our partner in the media, and also SM, and here also in front of you, showcasing our program with the other agencies and also the Department of Social Welfare and Development. We are here promoting for our trabaho sa Bagong Pilipinas para sa 4P Job Fair, and this would be conducted on February 15, 2025 at around 8 a.m. in the morning until 5 p.m. At the place or the venue for our program of the job fair or jobs fair, Tagum City Hall, Atrium, Apocon, Tagum City. We don't only have not have only a job fair, but we have also other activities like the Kadiwa and also one-stop programs with other agencies that would also be showcasing and giving their services during the job fair or jobs fair on February 15 at Apocon. And the most important thing is to facilitate employment with our 4P beneficiaries who had already graduated with the program of the DSWD. And so far at this February 9, yesterday and today, I just received a message that there are 809 vacancies, and we are looking forward that additional vacancies would be given. And there are 9 employers who have already signified their intentions to attend the program. So we are here to inform you and to help us inform that we have a job fair for our 4Ps who have graduated the program, as well as other employees or candidates for employments to avail of facilitation of employment this coming February 15 at Tagum City Hall, Atrium, Apocon, Tagum City.
Okay, we have from National Commission for Senior Citizens, Ma'am Victoria Arancon and John Witrektuanig. Ito po Expanded Centenarian Act.
Okay. Good morning sa ako ang kaubanan sa serbisyo. We are coming from the Office of the National Commission of Senior Citizen, Cluster 8, Davao Region. In behalf of our Commissioner 4, Dr. Ida Yap Patron, we are here to announce and inform ang mga Davaoenos na
Mag-start na po ang ating implementation on RA 119 Phase 2, and this is the Octogenarian, Nonagenarian, and Centenarian Act. Our pasiuna na pambungad for this implementation will be the simultaneous payout this coming February 26 at Almendras Gym here in Davao, together with other regional offices, because this is the first anniversary of the enactment of the law, which was signed by our President last February 26, 2024. Good morning again, and with me is John Juanitz, our PDO3, for this program.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dakbayan sa Davao. I am Jonathan Sionich, the program focal. On behalf of the NCSC, our proposed program or our payout will be on, first payout will be on February 26 sa Davao City alone at Almendras Gym with a beneficiary of 78, Octa, Nona, and Centenarian. So, and also that after payout, we also have our caravan of services with our partners of stakeholders. Thank you.
Octa is 89.
Yes po. Octa Nigerian is 80, Nona is 90, and Centi 100 po.
Sa 78, ilan yung Centi?
Isa po.
So, yung Octa is...
Yes po.
So, when you reach 80, meron ka ng...
Yes po. From Octa, Nona po, sir, is 10,000 pesos each, and our Centenarian will be 100,000 pesos.
Per year yan siya, or one time?
Per milestone age po, sir. Thank you.
Sir, ano lang, Octa means it will be 80 to 89, Nona is 90 to 99. But the law says reaching the milestone age of 80, 85, 90, and 95, they will receive each 10,000 pesos, and reaching the centenarian age of 100, again, it's 100,000.
Okay, before we go to questions from media, I would like to ask Fred from Kiwanis. Ano po itong Kiwanis? Kasi marami tayong mga group. And this Jubilee, sabi nyo galing from Visayas. How many are we expecting na magpunta dito sa Davao for the event?
We're expecting about 500 to 600 just for Visayas and Mindanao. But we have also another big event that will be on March 14 to 16 in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. That is the Asia Pacific Convention for the global celebration of the 110th year of Kiwanis. But for the Southern Philippine District, that's only 50 years tayo dito. So, it's so nice because this is an opportunity for us really to, our purpose is to serve children. And so this forum, the children, the adults, and the elderly. So, kompleto tayo dito. Yun po.
Okay, what is ano itong Kiwanis? Brief description lang sa inyong Facebook.
Hindi masyadong
Yun. Okay, ano po yung grupo, how do you describe Kiwanis, no?
Okay, as I said earlier, Kiwanis is a civic organization. This is a global organization of volunteers. Volunteers tayo, walang sinusunduhan. Volunteers dedicated to improving a child, one community at a time. So, bali, global ito, no? So, nationwide.
So the difference is that you're concentrated kayo sa, focus kayo sa children's, no?
Yes, largely, but of course, we cannot deny the fact that we are also serving the family members who are the parents.
Ma'am, kasi kayo parati sa children's, no, na...
Yeah, thank you very much. So, one of the advocacy of Kiwanis is serving the children and their communities and families. So this time, our new district governor is Governor James Edwin Go. He's from Davao City, originally. The Kiwanis in the Philippines originally came from Davao. It was founded here in Davao almost 50 years ago. So it so happened that our national president now is from Davao City, from the Kiwanis Club of Davao City. And our main focus now is to really go to the communities and serve children, especially in the JIDA areas, where there are conflict in different areas, where our government needs support from the civil society organization. And Kiwanis is among those who support our anti-insurgency and anti-poverty program in different areas. So this time, we would like to promote our child protection program because the recent prevalence cases of children in the Philippines is very high, especially on sexual abuse cases, child abuse cases, to include online sexual abuse. So because of this, our Kiwanis Program Trust right now would like to direct our program into protection in the same time service by advocating the rights of the children, and especially on the good and bad touch. This is a very basic, why children are very prone to sexual abuse. So part of the community responsibility is for us to increase the awareness of the different sectors. And this time, our sectors from the communities, the civil society organization, would play a very important role and active role in propagating the rights of the children and protection of our children, and to educate our community about how they will protect our children. So it is not the responsibility of the government alone, because they cannot really defend our children all them by their own mandate. But all of us in the community should work together and support and provide protection for our children. So this is one of the campaign that we have to also all the sector to realize our responsibility in promoting the welfare of our children, not only in Davao City but the whole Philippines and worldwide.
Good morning. I'm Maya Padilla of Edge Davao. I would like to address this question to the SWD. Ma'am, kami sa lang ni graduate in 3,000. Target na 3,000 beneficiaries.
Hello, good morning. For the targeted na 4-piece beneficiaries, na-identified lang na 3,000 for this. So last year pa ni siya, no, nga target nato. So from 2024, naanatay 75,016, no, 016 na mga beneficiaries na nag-graduate. Pero ang i-target lang nato is isolated lang siya sa Tagum and Carmen.
Why na?
So, based lang ni siya sa instruction, no, directive from us to only consider this for our pilot area. So, una lang sa ang Carmen, Municipality of Carmen, Davao del Norte, and Tagum City as the pilot area for the trabaho sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Sabihin na po niyo sa pilot.
That could be possible po, but tanawon pa nato kung unsa ang magiging result, no, for the first job fair for which is scheduled on February 15.
What prompted the department to conduct this? This is the first time. So what prompted the department to conduct the
this is primarily the instruction coming from the Office of the President. So nag-start ni siya sa NCR, I think in January 28. So after that is nag-roll out na, nasugod na ang roll out. No, we have for Luzon, and then Visayas, which is ang Iloilo City on February 13, and then last nga batch, which is on February 15, which is Davao Region, and covering only Tagum City and Carmen.
Thank you. For Sir Randolph, sir, coming 809 na vacancies, can you cite some of the yung employment?
Thank you very much, ma'am. I was thinking the vacancies would somehow cater to our graduates of IPs, 4Ps. But at any rate, there are 5 job vacancies, and the 5 top positions coming from the customer service representatives, cashier, bagger, clerk, encoder, financial advisors or advisors, inventory specialists, and forklift operators. Our industries, if you would allow me to share. There are 6 also that would somehow participate, and the top industries who join or which join in our programs: the administrative and support service activities, financial insurance activities, information and communication, or BPO, the construction, wholesale and retail, and the hospitality.
Sir, kanina yung employees, employers.
The employers joined. The employers joined. There are 9 of them as of this day. But we are looking forward for additional, considering that the job fair will be conducted this coming February 15. So far we have 9 who signify their intentions. But we are also in a process of understanding that this job fair is to be conducted sa atong binisayan gamay diri sa Tagum, mura pod og gamay atong preparation. If we could have kung taas-taas atong preparation, daghan tag matap nga partner stakeholders. But we are still looking forward, considering that there are still 3 or 4 days that we have to conduct our job fair this February 15, 2025. But the most important thing is we have collaborated and joined with the program of DSWD to facilitate employment for our graduate in Porpis. So the directive is coming from the Office of the President with the coordinations of our secretaries, Secretary Gatchalian and our Secretary Benila Guisma, that we conduct this. I think there are 1 in each region, in each island of Mindanao, Davao, in Visayas, Iloilo, and in Luzon, murag sa Ilocos yata. There are 3 who would have to conduct this job fair for the 4-piece, or job fair for 4-piece job fair. So, hindi lahat ng regions of all DOLE that have to conduct it. They are only selected. And according to Ms. Maggie, it's a pilot program that so far, there are only 3, and looking forward then, that if this is a big number that would have to participate, and a product of the production of our program would somehow speak for more engagement. Maybe we could have more job fair in relations to the program, also in coordination with the SWD.
Going back to the different, since kami siya for the 4-piece graduate, so 100% pa ma-hire sila or napatay mga requirements or qualifications na dapat nila na?
May I answer that, ma'am? Sige, yung pangalan mo, ma'am?
Maya.
Miss Maya. Yeah, that's a good question, considering that the prerogative comes from the employer. Ang problema magod kung even if you are so capable and you have all the credentials, pero ang employer naapod siya nakita niya, you are equally footing, ay lahat magod ng management prerogative. But we are praying na at least ang amo ang program, particularly sa ato mga graduates of 4-piece, matagal priority. Mo nang among kanunay sila iawag atong mga employers, our stakeholders, that our program must be properly guided and also productive. Parang makainganyo po mi kay kami po diri sa DOLE, nakitaan po naman what's this after of 4-piece. When you graduate ka, unsa isunod ana. So, this is one of the most, I think, highlights of the engagement that we could have landed them on job. Pero ang prerogative na yun yapon sa employer.
Last na lang from my end. Sir, may I ask for the update sa employment and unemployment rate sa region po?
Nakadala kong data, sigara na ma'am. Thank you very much, Ms. Maya, for that question. The labor force, we don't have the current statistic as of this 2025 of this month, but we have a statistic provided by the PSA of October 2024, and compared to 2023 of October of the same month, ang labor force natin is 63.7 of this October 2024 and 63.9 of October of 2023. Mura og taas ang labor force. But we will talk of the employment rate. The employment rate of October of 2024, 97.5. And if we compare it to the same period of 2023, 97.1. So taas ang ato ang employment rate. So if we compare also with our underemployment rate of the period of October 2024, mayroon tayong natay 4.3% underemployment, and 7.3 sa 2023 of the same period of October. Now, on the unemployment rate of the period of October 2024, 2.5 lang atong unemployment. And the period of October 2023, 2.9. Taas ang ato ang employment rate, gamay ang atong unemployment of the year of 2024. Pero wala pa man tayo data karon of this month of January or February. We just have to give comparison of 2024 to the same period of 2023. And looking back also, when we have our ROC meeting in Manila, the Regional Operation Cluster meeting, compared our employment rate and unemployment rate to other regions, kita ang pinakadagang employment and gamay atong unemployment. So, we would be happy. Siguro, the most important thing is, I think the program also of the government approach. And also maybe investors also, I would say, have given their trust and confidence to put more capitals in our region. That's why we have a big number of employment rate and 2.5 lang ang unemployment rate natin.
Hi, to DSWD. Kay Ma'am Pragamak or kay Ma'am Cabito. Ma'am, since Ma'am no, giingon na ni RD sa Dole no, na si Attorney Randolph na ang employability of the four-piece beneficiaries depends on the prerogative of the companies. Karon Ma'am no, kabalo nang ginabalik-balik na to ng DSWD is working hard to give them a sustainable livelihood. But since kani Ma'am no nga murag katong gingon explain kaganihan ni Attorney Randolph na limited lang ato ang industries din sa tuwa sa country. That's why walay assurance na madawat sila for unemployment. Usa ba ginabuhat pa karon more no para mas mapaligo nato ning paghatag og sustainable livelihood sa tuwang mga four-piece beneficiaries, especially katong mga graduating or mo graduate na sa maong program.
Sa parte naman ng DSWD on our effort, we have our talagang social workers on the ground handling these families. So this is part of the social case management sa ato ang mga workers tungod kay kaning ato ang mga graduated families from the program atong ginalantaw ang ilahang kapasidad no in terms of employment. Kung dili man employment facilitation ang atong mahatag, katong ginatawag nato ang micro enterprise development. We do provide capital seed fund kung adunay capacity sa pagnegosyo ug katong wala pa, we have also to provide capacity building training. And aside from our resources sa DSWD, ang atong mga social workers nagapangita og mga resources external partners. That is why kani opportunity po namo nga manawagan kung adunay willing no nga mga industries, companies to really provide trainings para nga matagaan og capacity ang ato ang mga family heads or ang atong mga mothers nga miyembro sa Pantawid program kay tungod ang ato yung tumong og tuyo nga kaning atong mga pamilya nga gikan sa Pantawid mamahimo ng self-sufficient nga mga families. Gikan sa mga bata hangtod na sa ato ang family heads atong ginatagaan og intervention. So pertaining to livelihood, internally DSWD aduna tay resources og welcome po ta og mga partners, external partners to provide employment and trainings for our Pantawid beneficiaries.
Unsa to siya nga mga sustainable livelihood natong ginahatag sa ilaha?
Katong naa na yung mga negosyo nga ginagmay nga gisugdan, we have to capacitate by providing augmentation sa capitalization nila. Katong uban, mo-undergo ta og mga trainings like ginatap nato ang TESDA and DTI for pag-initiate sa ilahang mga nagkadaiyang negosyo. So, ingon ani ang atong mga effort sa ground para maangat gid ang atong mga Pantawid families.
So, namoy monitoring, ma'am, sa monthly, quarterly?
Naatay monitoring, no? Ang sa Pantawid nato nga level, naatay mga workers, pag abot na pud sa sustainable livelihood, naapod tay lahi nga mga staff ang nagatutok ni ani.
Based on yung monitoring, ma'am, sa mga challenges ang ginakuan, ma'am, no? Para for example, katong nanasa yung negosyo but somehow tungod sa na ongoing na ang hearing for the wage hike is mo na isa sa mga ginaaray sa mga MSMEs. Isa po ba na silang ginatubang o isa pa ba ilan ng mga challenges na ginatubang nga inyong continually ginahatagan ng intervention?
Sige. Ang atong division chief no na ay mga detalye ni Ani.
Good morning, no? So, from last year, continuous ang atong monitoring and capturing sa mga beneficiaries na natagaan atong intervention. So, based on our available data, although this is ongoing pa ang atong capturing, we have accounted a total of 50,975 households, and these are employable na mga households and natagaan na to intervention such as capability building, skills training, naapod tay housing assistance, livelihood assistance, aduna pud kitay natagaan nga health no and medical assistance, employment and educational assistance.
Good morning. Kay Ma'am Marge, generally, our accomplishment sa ato ang mga beneficiaries sa Fortis for 2024 among all beneficiaries, pila ang ato ang pila ang datos ni adtong mga nakaingon ta nga angat na gyud. Unsay basis na to anak man?
So, for the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, in 2024, we were able to assess the improvement of their level of well-being. So, fortunately, naatay 75,016 ka mga households nga nag-improve na ang ilahang well-being. Ang ginagamit nato nga tool, ani isang social welfare and development indicator tool. So, si Swedy, siya ang nag-determine kung unsa na ang level no, sa iyahang panginabuhi or sa iyang quality of life. Whether the household is still on survival level or subsistence or self-sufficient. So, kaning 75,016, mag-undergo sila og 6 months nga transition phase. So, within the year, so starting 2025, probably around June or July, mag-transition na ni siya para i-turn over na nato sila sa local government units.
Ma'am Marge, a sort of clarification lang, katulad issues like mga waitlisted na mga beneficiaries na other have concerns like dili na ma-appeal due to na reduction of funds. Can you give us clarification with regards ani?
Actually, for Pantawid, wala gyud tay reasons for the reduction of funds. Ang ginagamit nato is we are dependent on the allocation of the physical target, which is annually siya ginahatag sa tuwa. In fact, for Region 11, nag-exceed tao around 7,000 ka-beneficiaries for 7,000 households for the year. So for 2024, we only have a physical target of 256,871, pero nag-exceed ang atuang na-serve, no? Nag-abot ta og 265,000 households nga na-serve nato. Although, naagihapon tayo waitlisted karon, pero naana siya sa sets 12, C, D, and E. No, kasi naka-per batch manggod siya, and hoping that once na mag-graduate mo, transition na tong 75,000 ka households, nga i-turn over na nato sa LGU, meaning na ay ma-vacate na mga slots, and then we will now open for replacement. So, naana po tayo i-conduct na registration and community assessment and registration. Probably, pag nanay instruction, no, once na na-fully transition na nato sila sa local government, we will now open the sets 12, C, D, and E. That's around 75,000 also ka-households. But since ang potential beneficiaries pa lang ni sila, muagi gihapon sila og assessment, i-interview sila, i-determine nato kung eligible ba gid sila sa program based on the requirements.
Thank you, Ma'am Marge. Kay Attorney Pantoy, Attorney, based pa sa mga observations sa mga job fair, damay kaayo ang porsyento yun sa mga mga ma-hire. on the spot, in even katong ongoing pagyapon ng interview atong nag-appear physically, unsaon nato nga masiguro given sa murag wala pa tayo nadungog na job fair nga daghan at least 50% of the total applicants hired.
Thank you. Mike, ba? Paumpalan? Yes. Kana imong pangutana ba? Mao po na mong challenge sa opisina. Actually, we discussed that and I even clarified that why we would have a job fair where we can focus a particular industry. And that industry, we only hire those who are willing, capable, willing applicants. Actually, we even talk about the resources in relation to our job fair. Parang losing eh. But the most important thing why we have to facilitate and continue doing it is one of the program of Dolly is to give employment giving from our employers. Ang problema lang kasi, ang atong mga employers, ang mga stakeholders, they signify their intentions that there is this vacancies number. And we are looking forward na dako kayo ang mabutang anak kay we are hiring numbers of our applicants pero gamay ra gyud atong hats o hire on the spot. Kuha mo gud ang rason na Sir Mike sa kaning gitawag nato unsay gusto sa mga employer ba kanang gitawag nato management prerogative. Another thing, kani pod ang intention ba sa atong employer kung mao ba gyud na ang ilahang tama nga numero nga vacancies. Kaya na may uban i-bloat nila ba? Parang daghan mga to. Parang daghan makabalo sa ilahang sa ilahang establishmento o ilang programa. Amo silang gingon nga, be honest, at the same time, cater and address the concern of employment facilitation, particularly sa imong industry. Kay pangit man po na, magsigitoy nga nga, dili mo nag-hire. Or perhaps you hired, but siguro ato ang taga-privilege ang ilang management prerogative, pero rin yung gamaya kung katong naging job fair nami 400, katong bago lang, katong sa SNCCC Bahada, murag 58 naman siguro mong hired on the spot niya, nga mo ang almost 500 na nga to ang applicants, no? So, kung someone na murag taas na sa mga, at least na pangit ba? Anta, kung I would be honest, that the employers also must be honest. Do not bloat the numbers. Second, we encourage them that they have to facilitate and also those applicants who join the program of job fair be given proper consideration. At least ang atong programa, kung makakuha man at least mga 40%, okay na kayo na sa mga 30% of 1,800 mag-hire. That is a big number for us to boost our confidence at the same time our program. Pero naman ko yung mga factors of which we could hardly, the most important factor is yung prerogative ng management.
Thank you, Attorney. Question for Ma'am Victoria. Ma'am, sorry Ma'am, sige. Wala ko adunggan. Ang 78 is Davao Region? Davao City lang. Okay. Davao.
Actually, sir, our first batch is really for the whole Region 11 comprising of the 5 provinces.
Okay.
And of course, our Davao City pang-anim. But for the jump start for this 26, we have only Davao City. That's an initial. And those beneficiaries who have already celebrated their birthday from January 1 to 31 of this year, reaching the milestone 8.
Okay. Pero after sa Davao City, asa pa mo sunod ang mga schedule natin?
Ours are, we have Davao del Norte, Davao de Oro, and Davao Occidental.
Province and date po.
We don't have yet the date for these 3 provinces.
Del Norte,
De Oro, and Occidental.
Unsa ni ma'am, naanay mga
we have already validated, already checked with Manila to comprise the first batch.
For these 3 provinces, pila ma'am ang first batch na makadawat?
Okay. For Davao del Norte, we have 29 and 10 for the Oro, and then we have 10 for Davao Occidental. Sir, maybe and the rest of the our kaigsuunan sa media na mag-question mo nga nung gamay lang ni siya because of the limited time for our preparation for this January. But we prioritize only this beneficiary that have already had their birthdays from January 1 to 31. But our cutoff was last January 20 because it will be submitted first to Manila and Manila will have it cleansed prior to having it in Davao, na yun yung aming gagawa ng payroll. And for those birthday celebrants already reaching the milestone age and hindi pa po naka-apply, still we are ongoing. Nagtatanggap pa po kami together with our local social welfare development offices and OSCAs sa region. Tumatanggap pa po ng mga applicants for this.
Okay, ma'am, last question po. For the month of February, sa mga mag-80, 85, 90, 95, unsay buhaton una, unsay dalaon ng mga requisitos?
Okay, I'll give you John.
Okay. Sa mga mag-reach po ng 80, 85, 90, saka 100 po, simple lang po yung requirements namin, sir. First, you need to have at least your birth certificate, PSA or NSO po. And then second po, sir, is yung PSA ID. If meron po kayong isa nun, is applicable na po kayo for our Octa, Nona, and Senti. Saan po kayo pupunta? In our local or OSCA offices po. May mga partnership po tayo doon na kung saan sila po ang mag-cater sa atin. No? Hindi po muna po pupunta po sa amin, sa NCSC office, kasi i-refer pa rin po namin yun sa OSCA office, which is our partners. Thank you, sir.
Sir, ano lang, para maiwasan na magreklamo, from the day of submission of requirements, pila kaadlaw expected nga paabuton para naana mo appear ilang pangalan to receive the benefits?
Thank you, sir. No, good question. Actually, sir, as our agreement, no, sa OSCA Davao, no, we have our, at least for example, our batch 1, we have January 1 to January 15. So our cut off that one, and then 20 ang mga submission sa OSCA. Now, it takes at least 1 week, no? So supposedly this time ang ang cut off sa mga 20 among February 26 mo na siyang January 1 to 15. But our succeeding payout, sir, mo na ato every cut off na mo, every 15 of the month. So ang expected na mo ana na payout on the first week of the following month. So most probably if ever February 15, so at least siguro March first week or second week maka-payout ng ato mga beneficiary. Thank you, sir.
Okay, before we I would like to ask Tiwanis, no, because the 4-piece ng good na siya component na ang kuha sa mga bata to address like by assistance sa mga 4-piece beneficiaries ang Tiwanis in relation to sa mga kabataan, mga bata.
Before I delve into that, Kiwanis International is a global organization composed of 600,000 members in 85 countries. Under the Kiwanis International, we have microgrants and fundings which we can avail so we can use to make our programs, for outreach programs. So usually our areas of target areas for the children, we have education, health, and environment. So these areas, we have signature project that we do on outreach programs where we feed, we give all those things. So if you have a microgrant, and of course, the volunteers, we also ourselves, we generate these funds. We do fundraising programs.
Sa Davao City, ano po yung areas na meron kayong proyekto or concentrate project?
Okay, it depends on all the clubs. They have their own signature projects, no? So we have partners in DepEd on school units. We go to we have Davao del Norte and Davao del Sur DepEd units. We tie up with them. So we go to schools, we give books, we give food, we do feeding programs. So aside from DepEd, we do partnerships with DENR for like programs on coastal cleanups and mangroves planting, waste segregation. We're tying up with Bantay Dagat and Reach to Reef for environmental protection programs.
Good morning po sa tanan. Jaisal po sa GMA Super Radio Davao. Kay Attorney Tansoy, good morning, RD. Mga kog update kung doon na ba'y kabag-uhan sa panwelduhan sa Davao Region karong tuiga.
Madlo kumutubag ba? Pero naatay na schedule nga public hearing atong February 4. Anang public hearing para na sa atong kung naabay kinahanglanon nga wage adjustment o pagbago sa sweldo. Kaya nga atong minimum karon sa atong region 481 man sa non-agricultural, 476 sa agricultural. So ang pangutana kung naatay public hearing o niya ang amo ang pagabuhaton sa board, paminawon na mo ang mga position papers sa mga nagkalain-laing sektor. Una, ang sektor sa mga empleyado o ang pagtubag usab sa mga employer kung kinahanglan ba yun na wage adjustment. So, di sa kumutubag, isip usa ka membro sa board. Kay pangit po nga mayroon ko nga nabay mahitabo nga adjustment. Naami public hearing. Ang kanang public hearing nagasulti kung kinahanglanon ba. So, nagabase lang ta sa unsay may tabo nga discussion, deliberation sa mga membro sa board. Yang member sa board, composed man na siya sa employer sectors o management sector, employer sectors o employee sectors o niya ang government side. Muna gitawag na to regional tripartite wage productivity kaya nahulog man na siya tripartism approach. Government of labor and the management.
RD, kamusta kaya ang resulta atong public hearing or update sa atong?
Ang atong public hearing atong February 4 sa Grand Regal na ay deliberations ang mahitabo ang board. After ato, nag-schedule tag tulo ka adlaw nga deliberation karong semana or perhaps next week. Basta di lang ko musulti kung naabay adjustment o pila pero na deliberations. Kay basig ma-technical ko. Salamat kayo nga may na imong pangutana po.
Thank you, RD. Kay RD Paragaba ko, RD.
Bakit imong pangutana po?
Good morning, RD Marlinda. Sa ubaabot na karong election po, doon na ba yung mga programa sa DSWD ang kining temporaryo nga ihunong una tungod sa election po?
Ang DSWD, nakakuha ang grant ang DSWD of exemption sa COMELEC with our 28 programs and services. So we can really operate regularly sa atong mga programs and services.
Mga clarification sa kay Ma'am Victoria, itong expanded benefits to all rich or poor ba na basta 80 or 85? Any class?
Yes, sir. Kasi dalawa lang po yung ating eligibility requirement for the program. One is you are a Filipino citizen living here or in abroad. And another is reach the milestone age of 80, 85, 90, and 95, as well as 100. Yan lang pong dalawa. 10,000 doon sa milestone, 100,000 for 100 years old.
Okay, Carlo?
Okay, good morning to our guests. I would like to ask directly to the Tijuanes in relation sa Golden Jubilee in terms na are there any plans or mga schedule of activities for sabi na outreach program or medical missions na ipahigayon within your group? And what will be the implication for those participating in any medical mission or outreach programs that will be held through the Tijuana Southern Philippine District po?
Hello. Okay. Actually, we have one scheduled medical mission in Barangay Litanan on February 19. No? And we will be serving about 300 children and, of course, adults. It's a medical mission. We will have also a community feeding for that matter. all other areas all over the Philippines, na kay daghan kayo mga schedule. And in fact, for the 12 districts in the southern Philippines only, not to include Luzon, daghan na kaayong mga inana nga mga programa. Especially katong gisulti ni Doc Aydin na sa mga schools, sa mga communities, and others. Here in Davao, daghan na gid pa kaayong mga activities. With regards to the 50th District Convention, ginaplan sa panamo karon ang daghang na activities kasi that will be in September pa, September 6, 7, and 8. For the Asia Pacific in Taiwan, daghan na pud tag mga activities for this matter for the Asia Pacific region.
Any questions from our friends on the media na pangutana or else kung ano ta mag-ambush interview? We'd like to thank our guests from Kiwanis, Dole, DSWD 11, and the NS National Commission for Senior Citizens. To get our parting statement, we'd like to start siguro Kiwanis, then reiterate natin ating mga activities na kung ano man ni ma'am, ano yung mga invite din natin yung mga ating friends on the media sa upcoming 50th anniversary.
Thank you, Sir Roto. Media friends, good morning once again. We'd like to inform you that this week we are celebrating the National Awareness Week for the Prevention of Child Sexual Abuse and Exploitation nationwide. So in line with that, we shall have, as Doc Aydin said a while ago, a mural painting about what shall be the dream of the children. And part of this is the launching of our child advocacy module of Kiwani Southern Philippine District. It will be talking about the child rights and the good and bad parts in line with our campaign against child sexual abuse and exploitation. And we would like to thank all the media friends for being with us and also for your support for Kiwanis and of course for our children. I hope you will always be there to propagate the rights of the children and be with the community and one with us in our protection and for protecting our children, our future leaders, and our future generation. Mabuhay po kayo.
Kiwanis is a brand. When you hear Kiwanis, it's for kids. Kiwanis kids needs Kiwanis. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, I failed to mention earlier that this organization was founded in 1915. That's why we will be celebrating the 100th year in Taiwan. But for this, we would like to thank our media friends for having us here. And this is a good opportunity for us to talk about Kiwanis and our service for the children. And right now, we are encouraging everyone kapag mga gusto volunteer for the children, we are encouraging you to approach us and very minimal lang ang participation para sa atong registration for being a Kiwanian. And we will have an opportunity to travel here and abroad. Thank you very much and good morning.
Again, maayong buntag sa tanan. Gusto lang po na akong i-highlight na kining job fair is only exclusive for the 4-piece beneficiaries nga naay employable sila, no, nga pwede silang makapangita og trabaho. So this is again isolated in Tagum City and Carmen. Gusto lang namong i-remind ang atuang mga beneficiaries nga ongoing ang pag-identify sa ilahang pag-finalize na sa ilang identification sa atong through our city and municipal links. Among giawhag nga ang ilang andamon ang ilahang resume or application letter nga naay picture and photocopy sa ilahang ID. And amo pong giawhag ang atuang mga kaubanan sa media no nga muhatag og panahon para to join us on the first 4-piece jobs fair in Tagum City on February 15, 2025. Thank you.
Salamat sa higayon sa kanunay, led by PIA and at our media friends. Sa kanunay, mga paabot na mo ang mga importante nga mga directives sa ato ang presidente on behalf of our secretary, Secretary Rex Gatchalian. By the way, kani nga activity, trabaho para sa bagong Pilipinas, para sa atong 4-piece beneficiaries, this expected nato ang atong president, no, on February 15 na naa ang iyang presensya sa Tagum City. So with the DSWD, rest assured na we do serve with extra love and care.
Daghang kayong salamat. Ako nag-aawhag sa ato ang mga partisipante, labi na karong February 15, kaning trabaho sa Bagong Pilipinas para sa 4-piece job fair. Yawag usab namo ang ato ang mga stakeholders, employer, nga mohatag pa og partisipasyon, labi na nga mo hatag pa og additional job vacancies, kay parang ubay-ubay ang ato ang maawhag og makahatag og trabaho diri sa ato ang ipahigayon nga job fair program. Amo usab giawhag ang ato ang mga participants o moadto sa ato ang job fair sa Tagum City Hall at Rio Mapupong, Tagum City karong alas 8 hangtod alas 5 sa hapon. Nga naatay mga participating agencies, ang atong Social Security System, ang Pag-ibig Fund, National Bureau of Investigation, PhilHealth, Department of Trade and Industry, TASDA, ang DITC or Department of Information and Communication Technology, ang PRC, Philippine Statistics Authority, Land Transportation Office, ang DepEd, o ang PESO, o ang ato ang Departamento sa Dulinga. Daghan ang mo join sa atong one-stop program. So, awhagon ako ang tanan na atay job fair karong February 15, 2025 nga gipanguluhan o gihatagan og titulo, trabaho sa Bagong Pilipinas para sa 4-piece job fair. Daghang salamat.
Maria Victoria Alangkon.
Sa ato ang mga kaubanan sa media sa Region 11, Davao City, and our partners, no, we would like to invite you this coming February 26, together with the City Government of Davao, particularly OSCA and the CSSTO, as well as the City Health Office and other government under the city, no, government agencies. We will be conducting our first ever payout for Davao City to the 80, 85, 90, and 95, as well as the 100 years old. This is for our RA 11982. So, iimbitahan mo namo sa pag-adto para makita ninyo kinsa tong atong mga 80 and the rest for Davao City. And
okay, I would like to take this opportunity also, no, na nag-start na ang programa sa atong expanded centenarian. So sa tanan beneficiaries nato, lola, lolo ninyo, no, malihog ko kung naay mag 80, 85, 90, 95, 100 sa atong pamilya, no, makipag-coordinate na sa ato ang mga OSCA, sa ato ang CSWTO, no, sa atong Davao, located sila sa Osmeña Park, gilid lang sa atong lungsod ng Davao, no, sa Rizal Street. So once again, daghang kaayong salamat.
Okay, thank you so much our guests from Kiwanis, National Commission for Senior Citizens, and DOLE and DSWD 11. Till next Monday, more relevant topics to discuss. Salamat.